All right, so real quick before we dive in, Notion is a productivity app, productivity software. It's free for personal use, which is great. I use it on my Mac and my iPad and my iPhone, and it all syncs together so you can add stuff to it from any of those devices and it's all synced up. So I want to show you guys what I did with it to make a repertoire list. And this is both a tracker for the songs that I know, and also you could think of it like a practice tracker. So it keeps track of when I've practiced a song, how many times I've practiced it, and how comfortable I feel playing through that song. So to me, that is really helpful when I'm sitting down to practice. I can see which of these songs do I need to review, which of these songs do I really know well, so maybe I don't go over those, and I can have it so it brings up to the top of the list the ones that I need to work on. All right, so let's take a look at how we do that. All right, so looking here, we have Jazz Repertoire Status Schedule is what I called it. And so this is our database to keep track of our jazz repertoire. You can make this any sort of repertoire list you want. And then how well I know the song and how to schedule it out. So let's take a look here. So as far as our column, so I start off with song name, and I just put in some standards here. We'll go through it. This is just for example purposes. And then I have song type. So one thing that's really cool with this is you can have different properties here. So I made this a select property. And with select property, let's say I'm learning all blues, and so, or let's say all of me. I can select one of these different options. So let's say it's a medium swing, bossa, train changes, modal ballad, minor blues. I could make my own categories for these things. And so let's say all blues, I don't have just a basic blues here, right? So maybe I want to just call this blues, or you could call it, so I create blues. And then next time I'm going to a different one, say Bags Groove, I can use that same category for blues. And of course you can change like colors here. You can really customize it. So say I don't like that this is gray for blues, I could make it blue for the blues. And then maybe I switch the modal one to, let's see, more of let's do red. All right, so all blues, I want to take it off of modal and make it blues, right? All right, so you can make these different song types. I can put my current status. So the ones I have set up, the ones that I found useful, is basically like a 1 out of 5 scale. So if it's a totally brand new song, I give it 1 out of 5. So let's say with all blues, I don't know it, 1 out of 5. And then if it's 2 out of 5, and so it jumped it to the top, and I'll explain why in a second, but I have a sort set up so that it sorts my songs that I don't know the best, those go to the top immediately. So that when I'm going to practice, I can open up this document and just look at the top and practice those ones. For 2 out of 5, I have 2 different options for that. I made it either I forgot the melody, or it's 2 out of 5 if I don't really know the changes. Or I can select both of those if both of those are true. So with that, you don't want to use a select type. I have what's called a multi-select. And so with multi-select, that gives me the option to put both of these things. That I forgot the melody and I forgot the changes, or maybe I know the changes but I don't know the melody. So say in the case of all blues, it's a new song, it's just 1 out of 5. Another one, say Autumn Leaves, oh, I forgot the melody, I forgot the changes, I put 2 out of 5. After that, 3 out of 5 is that I know both the melody and the changes, but it still needs work. It's not really what I would call gig worthy. So let's say on Giant Steps, that needs work, so that's 3 out of 5. After that, it's 4 out of 5, which I call gig worthy. I can play it on a gig, it would sound good. It's not my best one though. I don't really feel like very comfortable and free and just like killing. So 5 out of 5 is killing. And those are for the songs that I know absolute top. And then on the side here, after that, so that's multi-select, I have another option for score. And so this is a number property type. And so the thing here, the way I have it set up with score, it's the same, either 1 out of 5, 2 out of 5. It should match. So if you see on here, Billy's Bounce Killin', it should be a 5 for 5 out of 5. And the reason I have this as a number is that if I go to the bottom of this document, I can actually calculate the sum here. So if I see for this column, for this score, right? If I have here, yeah, right here at the bottom, calculate sum. So my sum here is 29. So as I'm adding tunes to this repertoire list and getting points, right, then I can see if my overall score is improving, right? So you can imagine, say you have 50 tunes in your repertoire list or 100, it's an actual number, it gives you some actual quantitative data for whether your repertoire list is improving, instead of just like, oh yeah, I know these songs kind of well, some are better than others, these ones I don't know as well now, I forgot this one. This is actually giving you a number to that. So say I know just these songs, so 29, say out of 100, say this is 100 tunes. All right, so that's why I have score there. And now let's talk about this whole thing. First practice, second practice. If I pull this out, it's first practice session. And this is set up as a date property type. So I just select date property type. Again, if you're checking this out, you can just download the template and this will already be basically filled out for you. Some of the songs might be the same. You just would want to delete. Maybe you want to change how you categorize the song type or the current status for you. So first practice session, second, third, fourth, fifth. What's cool about this is I've added what's called a calendar view. So default view here is just a table. And then if you look here, I hit add a view and I did calendar view. And so now when I go to calendar view, what it's going to do is it takes all of these dates that I've set up here in practice sessions and puts them on a calendar. So I can quickly see. So in this case, I just have a few listed. Let me go back to, yeah, so like May, you can see, okay, so 4 on 6, I practiced on May 28th as an example, or actually that's April 28th, and then May 4th, So What, and then June 1st, Billy's Bounce. And so going through this, if you had all your tunes in there and you give them dates by practice session, you can see either when the first time you practiced it or when's the 5th practice session or the 2nd practice session, and see all of those set up like that. And you can turn all of these on, right? So I could have any practice session and see where that exists. So Billy's Bounce was all of these 3 dates, June 1st, June 9th, and June 10th. And then if I want to go back to the other view, I would just go back to click this calendar view and switch to default view. Right, so I can easily see which songs I've practiced and which ones I've been neglecting, right? So some of these might get up all the way up to 5 practice sessions. If it gets up to 5 practice sessions, in general, it's going to be a 3 to a 5. And then at that point, I delete that line and restart as of another 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th practice session. You could also add different columns. Maybe you want to get up to 10 practice sessions. And then the last thing I have here listed out is favorite version. So this is a URL property type. And what I would do on these ones is link up, maybe it's a YouTube link, could be a Spotify link. You could even do a file if you actually have the song, your favorite version of that tune. Maybe it's one that you're transcribing or just one that you like. And that way you can have a reference right to the song and what you might want to listen to when you're practicing it. And so I keep all of this in there. And then this is what keeps track of my repertoire list and then also my score. So I hope you guys found this helpful. Again, if you're digging this, please subscribe, like, comment. If you want me to do some more, I use Notion for a bunch of different things, music related, music business related. So if you want me to get into some of the other ways I use Notion, let me know. But you can check this out. I hope you download Notion and upgrade your repertoire list.